How the Ottoman's concubine and a black eunuch to escape towards the love and freedom. How the Ottoman's concubine and a black eunuch escaped towards love and freedom. One bright spring day in Topkapi Palace, the beautiful concubine Narges was performing her daily duties in the harem quarters. Narges, a lovely girl with blonde hair and blue eyes, had been brought from the Balkans to serve as one of the concubines in Sultan Suleiman II's service. On that day, Kareem, the black eunuch, who worked as a servant in the palace, was making his rounds inspecting the surroundings. Kareem had been captured from Africa, then castrated and brought to the Ottoman palace to serve there. As Narges passed by Kareem, their eyes met for a brief moment, and a spark of love began to ignite between them. As the days passed, Narges and Kareem began exchanging longing glances and words filled with yearning. Narges felt that Kareem was the only one who truly understood her and empathized with her, while Kareem considered Narges a light in his otherwise dark life. The two began sneaking away for secret meetings in the palace corridors, where they shared stories, conversations, and dreams. However, the Sultan's wife, Aisha, noticed their relationship and began to feel jealousy and fear for her status. Aisha, knowing that Sultan Suleiman II admired Narges, decided to put an end to this forbidden relationship. She informed the Sultan that Narges was planning to escape with Kareem and that she posed a threat to the safety of the palace. Aisha tried to convince the Sultan to avoid meeting Narges and to punish Kareem, but the Sultan wasn't entirely convinced by her words and chose to observe the situation in silence. After Narges and Kareem sensed the threat from Aisha and the danger of their relationship being discovered, they decided to escape from the palace. They carefully planned their escape and reached out to the head guard, Hassan, who was a kind-hearted man and sympathetic to their situation. Hassan agreed to help them and provided them with a detailed escape plan. They were to leave the palace at midnight when the guards were less vigilant. On the night of their escape, Narges and Kareem dressed in disguises and quietly left the palace with Hassan's help. They used an old cart that was used for transporting supplies and slipped out of the palace unnoticed. Their hearts were racing with a mix of fear and excitement at the thought of starting a new life together. Narges and Kareem arrived at a small village on the outskirts of Istanbul. A poor family welcomed them warmly and offered them a place to stay in their humble home. For the first time in a long while, they felt safe and at peace. They lived a quiet and modest life, sustained by their love and avoiding interaction with strangers. The next morning, Sultan Suleiman II discovered the disappearance of Narges and Kareem. He ordered patrols to search for them throughout Istanbul and the surrounding areas. The patrols searched villages and markets, but to no avail. Narges and Kareem had vanished as if the earth had swallowed them. Despite continuous searches, the Sultan was unable to find Narges and Kareem. They lived quietly and happily in a village, far from the constraints and intrigues of the palace. Narges and Kareem became symbols of true love that transcends all barriers. Their new life was filled with simplicity and joy, and their story endured as a love song told through the ages.